Fitness is borrowed. This is something you need to understand. We are all on different levels of how much fitness we are currently borrowing. Fitness comes and goes depending on a multitude of reasons. The great news is that bikepacking and cycling in general is a great activity to get into whether you are at the peak of your fitness or trying to get back to a healthier lifestyle. Bikepacking, there are no rules as such. You can adapt a bikepacking adventure to suit your fitness level. The very nature of self-supported bicycle riding and bikepacking means you get to decide what is best for yourself. That being said, this is why I started to make this video, with helping you understand what bikepacking will typically involve. With bikepacking often meaning an off-road adventure, it does mean that understanding your body, understanding your limits and fitness level is very important. Cycling off-road is just a harder thing to do than cycling on paved surfaces. The UK is a diverse place with ever-changing terrain, so really understanding your own fitness level is not only crucial for you to have a successful bikepacking adventure, but not understanding your cycling fitness level is a sure way to ruin the experience of a bikepacking adventure. It's going to make it extremely difficult to pick a route that is suitable for yourself to have a good time. Here are some ways to help you understand and improve your fitness as you get ready for a bikepacking adventure. The best way to understand your fitness level is as simple as riding your bike. Ride your bike at a speed that you feel you can sustain. To do this, it's best to just keep it local, a local loop from your front door and back to your front door. With bikepacking, I would recommend being able to ride around 50 miles fairly comfortably. It's okay if you need to stop, and it's okay if you don't plan on doing 50 miles each day on your bikepacking trip. But knowing you are comfortable riding more than the daily mileage that you would like to ride each day is the goal here. If you are wanting to ride 30 miles each day, knowing you can ride 50 miles is a huge advantage. I have always loved cycling because it is generally a pretty easy sport to adapt into everyday life. And to build your fitness up, the simple thing to do is just ride more. Incorporate it into your daily life if you can. Cycle to and from work, cycle everywhere you can. And you will start realizing your fitness will improve without really doing any real dedicated training. Riding often, even if it's for shorter periods of time, will give you a greater effect on your overall fitness. Riding for 1 to 2 hours each day is going to be better than going for only one really long ride once a week. It's often easier to fit into your daily routine too. Remember, bikepacking is going to mean you will be riding for consecutive days, so being used to riding each day is a sure benefit. That's not to say doing a long day ride won't help from time to time though. Riding the hills. The good news with this one is that once you are out and about exploring the UK's countryside, you will be training this naturally. But I do recommend including some cycling in the hillier areas, especially if you live in a flatter section of the country. This will get you used to using your gears and finding the most natural cadence. That's how fast you spin your legs and turn the pedals. It will help you know if you have the right gearing on your bike too, as well as just increasing your fitness. The more you cycle uphill, the easier riding a bike becomes. You also get faster naturally as your power output grows. Once you have gained an amount of fitness that you feel comfortable riding a bike with, then it becomes easier to understand how many miles you want to aim for each day. Setting a realistic target for yourself means being honest with yourself. Understanding how you feel on your bike after riding for different durations of time will help you set a realistic target for each day, which is only really doable if you have spent time understanding how your body and mind feel while riding your bike. The more you ride, the more you will understand your cycling fitness. As we have learned that bikepacking refers to the more off-road side of bicycle touring, so bike handling skills and the level at which you can control your bike is going to be a crucial skill you need to understand. Different routes require different levels of bike handling skills, but we will get into route choices later. The UK is very diverse. The trails you will encounter can vary from flat, hilly, vertically steep, rocky, muddy, chalk, gravel, narrow, through farmers' fields with crops growing or cows or bulls roaming, horses, sheep. Luckily, you don't really have to worry about anything too deadly in the UK. The trails can be vastly different from month to month, so understanding your level of bike handling skills is going to help give you the best possibility of having an enjoyable trip. And the simple answer to understanding your own level of bike handling skills is again to spend time riding. Spend time riding off-road in particular. But there are some things you can do to improve and to get a better understanding of your own level of bike handling skills. If you can ride with someone who you know is a better bike rider than yourself off-road, then personally I think this is the number way to just become a better rider. You will naturally improve as you are able to visually and in real time see how something should be ridden. Whether that is just getting a better idea of line choice or just being able to see how a bike will react to going over or through a given obstacle. If you don't have anyone you can ride with, then a great place to head to is your local mountain bike park. If you are lucky enough to have one, they will have all different levels of trails where you can start on the easier trails and work on your bike handling skills as you progress through the different difficulty levels of each trail. Also, the benefit of heading to the mountain bike parks is that you will often meet other people that are also better than you, so you will be able to learn of others around you. Mountain bike parks will often have a lot of different types of riding where you will be able to learn skills and understand what you are comfortable with riding, and more importantly, what you are not. A lot of mountain parks will also have coaches or at least connections to local coaches that you can get real professional training if that is something you would like to do. If you don't have any local mountain bike parks and you don't have anyone to ride with, then your best option is to find the nearest bridleways and start discovering your local area. Go explore your local area. If you have been putting in some training miles on the paved surfaces, see if you can make the same route have some off-road sections. Riding on your local trails will at least give you some idea of what you are likely to come up against when you go on a UK bikepacking trip. By investing time in improving or at least understanding your bike handling skills and limitations, you can significantly reduce the risk of injury and enhance the enjoyment of your bikepacking adventure, especially when embarking on a solo bikepacking journey. It's important to recognize and respect your limitations. The time to push your skills is before the adventure, not during it. If you encounter a trail beyond your abilities, it's perfectly acceptable to choose not to ride it. There's no shame in hiking your bike because something is just too hard or advanced for you to ride. And with the ever-changing conditions of the trails in the UK, it is often a good idea to err on the side of caution.